Alright, bet. I'm feeding a baby right now, but we'll make this work. Encounter by encounter, Warlock build right here. So we're on the Warlock, right? We're going to be focusing on Stormcaller and Dawnblade. These are going to be your two most used subclasses. We're also going to be rotating in Stasis if need be, coming Totems. Only Totems, though. So we'll start with the Stormcaller build. This will be for Totems. My weapons are transferring. They're slow as shit. Slow as shit. But for this top column, we got a couple things. I'm probably going to be rocking the Succession or Izanagi's Burden. More than likely Izanagi's with the sidearm. And a fucking linear, but I don't have a linear because dim is slow. Probably the new Taipon, bro. Taipon will be probably the only linear you need to use. Literally. I have my crafted for Barons I'm trying to transfer over to. That's going to be really strong. But for Totems, I'm going to be running Izanagi's Burden, Brigand's Law, and Taipan Linear Fusion. The reason I'm running that is because of this perk right here. I don't know if you saw me playing with it yesterday. Volt Shot. This shit's stupid. Shoot one thing, kill it, reload, and then next thing you know, you have Risk Runner and a sidearm. That makes you amplified all the time. Super broken. Going into Stormcaller, we're going to be running probably Chaos Reach, because Chaos Reach fucking big shit. Healing Rift for sure over Empowering Rift, because you want to be able to stay alive. This is day one. You don't need this. You need this, no matter what. That doesn't matter. I'm going to be using Chain Lightning with this one. Lightning Surge, bro. The little fucking lightning strike you make is so strong. And Storm Grenade, because Storm Grenade does the most damage. I'll also be using, this is important, you want to be using Electrostatic Mind, because that pairs with this perk, Volt Switch, or Volt Shot, because it causes Jolt, and it's so easy to get Jolt on this gun, and it just chains lightning, which will proc Electrostatic Mind, which, what does it do? Makes you amplified. What happens when you're amplified? You get Thunderous Retort. What happens when you have Retort? You do a shit ton of Chaos Reach damage. So that's what I'm running for the most part. Sticking on it, we're on Well of Radiance now. If we are running the Well build during the Totems encounter, when we're running Totems encounter, when we're running Well of Radiance, we are focusing on getting Well. Nothing else. We are focusing on getting Well of Radiance and having it down 24/7. And because of this, we are pairing this with Ashes to Assets. This is an amazing mod. You get retarded super damage. And that is why you pair it with Starfire Protocol instead of Phoenix Protocol. Because Starfire Protocol, you're throwing grenades all the time. Every time you get a grenade kill, shit explodes twice, whole bunch of super energy. And this is the one time where you could, if you really wanted to, run Empowering Rift. Don't need it. You could just run Well of Radiance and throw grenades in your well enough to get your super back. That is what I'll be running. I'll go over mods later, but that is what I would be running during that. The weapons are going to stay the same though, because regardless of if you're on arc or not, Volt Shot still does ridiculous chaining. If I'm not running a Volt Shot sidearm, I'm looking at running for Barons for chain reaction and the blinding grenades, or I'm running Ikelos SMG, or I'm running Vouchsafe for Scout. Probably nothing else. I stay with Izanagi and Linear Fusion for the Totems encounter. For exotics, I'm going to be sticking with Transversive Steps for most of it, because that is a speed encounter and I like to go fast. If I need to be, we will not be using Lunas. We will be using Geomag Stabilizers for Chaos Reach if there are bosses that spawn from the portal when we go up to mid, or we'll be running Starfire Protocol. Or if ads are a problem, we'll be running Crown of Tempest with Stormcaller. Next would be Stasis. Going into a Stasis build, you're running Shadebinder, as there's nothing else to fucking run. I don't know why I had to say that. You'll be running Ice Flare Bolts with Bleak Watcher. because Bleak Watcher is stupid broken. And with this, we'll be running Osmiomancy gloves for the double turrets. This can lock down the entire fucking room. No, you can only have one turret on the ground at times, but to be ideal, you'll have 2 Stasis Warlocks, 4 Well of Radiance Warlocks. This makes sure you have a Well of Radiance on each plate at all times, and this will make sure you have a Stasis Warlock on each side at all times, with them running to mid and alternating Stasis turns, so that way they're able to throw a Stasis turn in mid and throw a Stasis turn on their side. This is important. Going into mods, if you're running, before I go into mods, if you're running Shadebinder, you are running Osmiomancy gloves. There is nothing else to run. You are running Osmiomancy gloves for the extra Stasis turret. Going into this, for totems, remember this is all for totems, you need to be running the Thermoshock plating. Thermoshock plating is really strong. It's going to keep you from dying. I would recommend to run a Void chest piece. I'll be changing this tomorrow, because then you're going to need Void too, because you're going to get fucked. Because there's adepts, and they shoot bullshit. Basically, for all this, you're going to be running mods. Make sure you can run your shit for your loadouts. So here, I'll probably be running Sniper, Linear Scavenger, maybe. Better already for sure. For the arms, you run a champ mod for whatever champion it is, probably Barrier Knights. And then Impact Induction, so that way I can run Ashes to Assets. For this, you're going to be running Thunderous Retort if you have it, or I'd be running probably just Distribution, Outreach, stuff to stay alive. But for totems, you're not really focusing on damage, so that's why we're running Ad Clear, which is Brigand's Law, is Nagi's Burden, and Taipan 4. If you need to, you can swap off to the Rocket, you can swap off to the SMG, you can swap off to the Wither Horde, which I need to transfer over real quick. And that is for totems, right? You're not running Warlock, you're not running Void Walker. There's no point, unless there's something that has a shit ton of health, which I highly doubt, because there wasn't in Destiny 1. I'll make sure I'm feeding the boy. But that's basically it. None of these will come into play. Really, Starfire over Phoenix. If it doesn't work, you obviously have your Phoenix as your backup. For boots, Geomags, and Transversive Steps. The guns are up to you, but do stuff to help other people out. That's why I'm running Volt Shot, because it chains a whole bunch of ads, and it's super easy, and it gets insane reload, and it's so free. Think of it. Alright, that's it for totems.